first thing you do when you're having an existential crisis? Because for me, it's booking a spontaneous solo trip to Boston. If you're new here, I'm Katya. I live in New York and I'm, for lack of better words, going through it right now. And my thought process here is maybe a hotel room in Boston, Massachusetts will actually solve all my problems. I also love to play dress up and I hear there's a lot of great thrift and vintage stores. It's only a short bus ride away and my hotel room is free because I have the points to redeem. I'm hoping that I can find myself in Boston, but if not, maybe I can find some cute vintage pieces. So let's see what Boston has to offer, shall we?
Morning! It's time to leave for the train station. I have arrived in Boston. It's so pretty, oh my gosh. The architecture is lovely and there's so many beautiful flowers everywhere. This area looks pretty walkable, but I am very close to the city center. So I hope the rest of Boston is like this. This is actually so cute. It's like a perfect size. It's the teeniest little studio, but the bathroom is pretty big. Although it does have this gigantic window that you can see onto the street from, and the blind doesn't pull down all the way, which is always great. Did I not bring my concealer? No! I don't know if I want to wear mascara because then I'm gonna have to take it off and like that's annoying. Or I could put on liner, which is easier to take off. I like to curl them at least 800 times because it's like a faux mascara effect. Look at that, doesn't it look like I'm wearing mascara? I'm not. But that's fine. Acoustics in here are so great. They make me sound like I know how to sing. I actually should be charging my phone because it's gonna die if I keep yapping like this. Love yapping though. I love it almost as much as I love mulch. I'm gonna stop wasting time and actually go outside and explore Boston. Let's blow this popsicle stand. At this point, I was feeling pretty peckish, so I just picked a random restaurant off the street that I thought looked cool, and I wasn't expecting it to be amazing, but it was really delicious. A stroll in the public garden, I thought I would check out the vintage scene. However, most of the stores were closed at this point because it was close to 8 p.m. So I just went into this one consignment shop. I thought the prices were a little steep for the selection though. Since my lunch was so filling, I headed over to another hotel's cocktail bar and enjoyed an old-fashioned inspired cocktail with a side of fried mushrooms. Don't mind my bangs process. Today I thought I would just go to a cafe. I know there's this one really famous one. It's called Tate. I heard that it's worth the hype. My first thrifting destination
destination was this Goodwill, and to be honest, it wasn't the best selection, pretty similar to the Goodwills in New York, lots of fast fashion pieces, but I found a few cute dresses, including this butterfly one, which I think was vintage from the 90s, but it just had far too much staining to justify. I also picked up these two red tops, but they didn't feel special enough to weigh myself down with because I was gonna have to carry all my stuff the next day since I couldn't leave all my bags at the concierge until my bus arrived at 4 p.m. after checkout at 11 a.m. So I headed to this vintage store nearby called Groovy Thrifty. I love the retro 70s aesthetic. I thought the curation was pretty great too. A lot of cool late 90s, early 2000s pieces, definitely some cute lingerie, and everything was pretty reasonably priced in my opinion. I tried on this one Harley Davidson tee. I'm looking for more vintage tees because I wear my Corvette one all the time and I really like the vibe of Harley Davidson shirts, but this one was just a bit too oversized on me. So I put it back and I headed on over to the Buffalo Exchange in Brookline. Every Buffalo Exchange I visit outside of New York tends to have so many desirable pieces. For example, this iconic Timmy Tim shirt and this rectangular one from Hot Topic. I found this really cool Jean Paul Gaultier sheer top. It was priced at $80, which I think is a steal, but I just didn't love it enough to spend that much. And I found this Miss 60 turtleneck as well. But I hit the jackpot in the specialty rack because I pulled out some really great Y2K pieces. Of course, I had to try on everything I found, including this green cargo mini skirt. I loved how it looked from the front, but it was unfortunately too short and tight in the back. On the other hand, I love the fit of this brown plaid skirt, but the print just wasn't making my heart flutter. I thought this vest would give cool office siren vibes, but it didn't really fit how I imagined. The shape of this Victoria's Secret slip just wasn't very flattering on me. And then I tried on these high-waisted black cargo pants, again too tight. This corset top I picked up because it reminded me of Sabrina Carpenter, but it just wasn't the vibe. So I headed back over to the hotel to show you what I got. I had to buy a reusable bag because I forgot mine. Ooh, I'm like really excited about this. That Buffalo Exchange was amazing. They had so many good items. I picked up 10 things to try on. First up is this cute little American Eagle dress. I just really liked the print and I tried it on and it fit me perfectly and it was a really nice length. And it has hints of orange and yellow. That's my favorite color palette. I don't know if you could tell from the outfits I'm wearing on this trip, but those are my colors. I saw this exact skirt on Depop literally 2 days ago and I saved it because I was like, this is the skirt for me. But it was in a brown color, literally the same price, $16, as the one I saw on Depop. Anything that has multiple prints, I'm a sucker for. This I wasn't even sure about actually purchasing, but when I tried it on, it just fit so well. And it has this beautiful rosette detail in the front. Guide to the Moon is the brand, and it was $21. Everything I got there, perfect condition. These are brown denim flares. This is exactly the type of flare I look for. Usually when I buy pants, they only fit me at either the hip or the waist, but this one fits perfect in both areas. I have another pair of similar jeans I got from Buffalo Exchange in New York, but they're like striped rainbow, so they're kind of harder to wear on multiple occasions. These are gonna come in very handy for the fall. Oh my gosh. I can't believe these are mine. These are True Religion Y2K low-rise jeans. Look at that tag. And of course, they're 100% cotton, made in the USA, baby. These are the real thing. And again, it has that beautiful kick flare. These legs are a little bit long on me, so they bunch up just perfectly around the foot, and I'm sure they will look so good with platform shoes. I don't have that many true authentic 2000s vintage clothing items in my closet, so I'm really excited that I keep finding them recently. Let me know if you want me to do a video on styling Y2K clothing items or styling thrifted items. I used to do a lot more style guides where I would essentially teach you how to copy a popular aesthetic. While I do love those videos and there's still room for them on my channel, I feel like those videos kind of encourage you to stay within a box of style. When you're first starting out, you really want to copy other people and what they're wearing and specific niches and aesthetics because you like how they look. But I don't think you should ever box yourself into one specific aesthetic. I'd love to like expand outside and explore more topics on personal style. reservation is in 15 minutes. I spent too long at the museum. For dinner, I headed on over to Ramsay's kitchen, and the table I was sat at was right across from this beautiful portrait of Gordon himself. I was especially excited for this meal because there's no Ramsay's kitchen in New York, and I had recently seen Sophia Nygaard review this exact chain of restaurants, and although it took me quite a while to pick up the first bite of this hamachi crudo, it was simply one of the best things I've ever tasted. At first I thought it was just fresh, but then I got hit with the spicy, and then the sour came out, and then the sweet. The flavor profile was so complex, you can see the entire spectrum of human emotion cross my face. I also got the lobster roll because Boston is known for their seafood, and it was absolutely delectable. Best lobster roll I've ever had, hands down. For dessert, of course, I had to get the sticky toffee pudding, which is a Gordon Ramsay signature. I don't think it would be too dramatic to say that I came out of that restaurant a changed woman. That was honestly one of the best meals I've ever had, but I do need to walk it off. The next day, all my bags and I said bye to the hotel, and I went to check out the Boston Public Library. I really wanted to see the architecture there because I saw a bunch of TikToks about it, and I'd also have a beautiful view while getting some work done. I decided my bags were not going to stop me from exploring, so I booked a duck tour, which is a tour that allows you to see the best of both worlds on a bus that converts into a boat and vice versa. Oysters were actually amazing. Wait, I'm walking on the street. There's no like dedicated souvenir store, which I think is kind of weird because in New York there's 1,000 I Heart New York stores everywhere, but I'm hoping that the bookstore has souvenirs that aren't too souvenir-y, if you know what I mean. I wasn't able to find the souvenirs I was looking for, but the memory of Boston will stay in my heart forever. And isn't that what really matters most? If you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my silly ramblings and thrifting adventures in Boston. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if you've been on a solo trip before, what your experience was like. And while you're at it, could you hit the subscribe button for me too? Until next time!